Everyone, and welcome back to the Well Body Unlimited YouTube channel. My name is Telsey, this is Mila, and this is Harley. The gang's all here today. I'm going to take you guys through a wrist and neck friendly upper body Pilates series. That's a mouthful. Today you will need nothing but your own body and a foam roller. If you don't have a foam roller, you can do about 90% of this series without one, so don't stress. If you don't have one, you can just skip past the work we do with it. Without further ado, we're going to start today lying down on your back to get things warmed up. So you find your way down to your back. See if I can arrange myself over Mila here. And I just want you to begin by taking a deep breath. So a big breath in. And an easy breath out. And we'll do that again, a big breath in. And as you breathe out, just landing a little heavier on your mat. We can do that again, a big breath in. And as you exhale, you sink a little heavier. We're going to begin by reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. The palms pressed together as if your hands are in a praying position. And we're going to keep the lower body still. You're going to roll over to one side shoulder blade with your rib cage and your head. And then come back and roll over to the other side shoulder blade. The lower body itself stays totally still as we sway easy from side to side. And this is to mobilize the ribs and the spine. So we'll get to the arms. You don't have to worry about the arms right now. The hands stay kind of above the shoulder you're leaning towards at the side range. But see if you can feel this rotation happening at the space kind of behind the center of your chest, right? So mid upper back. You can breathe in as you go to one side and breathe out as you head over to the other side. You can imagine you're giving a nice massage to the muscles between your shoulder blades as they will be well worked today. So give them a little moment to open up and soften first. Okay, and then you can bring it back through center. And pause here. Open your arms up to be shoulder width apart at this point. We're going to go into what we call seesaw arms or sagittal arm arcs. The seesaw is because we're going to alternate one side and the other. So we're going to take the right arm reaching behind your head, the left arm down by your hip. They stay straight. And then we're going to switch. And the goal here isn't really to do much besides move. So moving the shoulders, one side, and then the other. You can breathe in and out as you move. You don't have to touch the floor with your hands on this. Again, it's just about lubricating the joints right now. So it's not about range of motion or pushing as far as you can go. Let's just bring some blood flow around the shoulders first, right? And then this whole series will build over time. So just enjoy the little bits here. We'll do 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, now we'll take both arms just hovering off the floor down by your hips. The palms are up. Keep them hovering off the floor as you arc them overhead, kind of like you're doing a snow angel or a sand angel, depending on where in the world you're from. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. But just arcing the arms out to the side and above your head. And then back down, and we keep them hovering off the ground to add some subtle strengthening to the chest. You probably won't feel it. You might feel something that feels kind of like a stretch, but this really gently starts to activate the chest muscles rather than being fully relaxed on the floor. You might also be able to feel the movement that your shoulder blades are doing here. They're arcing kind of outwards and up, just like your arms are on the way out. And then they're doing the same. They're arcing down and towards one another as your arms come down. Let's do one more each way. All right. And then you can have your arms up to the ceiling as Harley comes and makes another appearance. Arms are shoulder width apart. We'll let little man get to bed here. Perfect. Take your right arm and reach it up to be a little taller than your left arm. You'll feel that shoulder blade leave the ground. And then slide it back down. And then the left arm, stretch it up to be a little taller than the right. And then slide it back down. And we'll alternate this back and forth. We're moving the shoulder blade off the floor and then setting it back down. A little bit off the floor and setting it back down. But the goal here is to not impact the neck at all. So just make sure that when you do this, you're not pulling so far up that you have to move your spine, right? It's just limited to the shoulder range of motion here. And let's do just one more on each side. Fabulous. And then you're going to bring your arms into, we call them robot arms in Pilates, but you might know them as a cactus. So 2 90-degree bends with the fingers reaching up to the ceiling. The goal on this one is to keep the backs of your shoulders on the floor. So we're going to let the arms roll so that the palms end up facing the ceiling. And then we're going to let the arms roll so that the palms end up facing the floor. Now, this is a place you want to be careful, that we're not letting the shoulders round in. If I were to push any further down, my shoulders would have to lift to do that. Don't go there. It's not safe on your rotators. So we're just going to roll palms to ceiling at any amount that's accessible for you, and then palms to floor. This should feel relaxing, not like work, so please make sure that you're not pushing for this one. These are muscles we definitely don't want to push upon. And you can breathe in and out as you gently roll back and forth. Good. And let's go for about 3 more. And 2. And 1 more each way. Okay, fantastic. All right, you guys, we're gonna roll over to our side. And now I'm gonna invite the option of a pillow underneath your head. A yoga block works really nicely as well, or you can use your own arm, okay? So from here, we're just gonna take the arm that's available up towards the ceiling. Now, I want you to check in first. I guess we'll take this arm back down because you're going to slide the hand underneath your rib cage. If you can't, it's a sign we need to lift it up a little bit. So I'm actually needing to scooch my shoulder down the mat a bit so that I can keep my bottom ribs light away from the floor. This is going to help challenge the oblique muscles underneath here and keep the spine in a nice neutral position rather than sagging down. Holding that position, the free arm is up to the ceiling. And you're going to trace a little figure 8 on the ceiling. And the loop-de-loops of the figure 8 are going to run perpendicular to your body. So forward in front of you here, and then back behind. Forward in front, and back behind. You can inhale with one of the loops and exhale with the other. And you want to feel this movement is limited to your shoulders. So we're not swaying the torso. We're not changing the direction that the chest is angled at. It stays facing forward. We'll go 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Take this free hand, press it into the ground so you can elevate yourself up on your bottom forearm. We won't be here long. So if you're struggling with this position, you can skip this one. We're going to be up in what we call a side bridge here. And you're going to have your hand behind your head to support the neck. And we're just going to take this top elbow. We're going to roll down towards the bottom arm, any amount that feels okay. And then roll back up. We're pressing tall through that bottom shoulder here, so you don't collapse into it. And imagine your shoulder on the bottom there is like a hydraulic lift. The hydraulics are pumped up here. Let's do that 2 more times, keeping that lift in your shoulder. And 1 more time. Fabulous. And then we'll be off this arm. We're going to transition to laying onto our stomachs next. And we're going to have the forehead down on the mat. If you don't love that, you can put your forehead up on a pillow, but we want the head to be supported. The arms are going to go into a cactus position. I'm just going to keep my head up so you can hear me, but please put your forehead down if you're practicing this class. Okay, slightly tuck the tail under, knit your front ribs together, and draw your navel towards your spine so you feel really solid in your core, or at least strong through your spine and your posture here. With the forehead staying down on the mat, you're going to lift your arms away from the mat, like you're sliding your shoulder blades together, and then slide the shoulder blades apart to lower the arms back down. Slide the shoulder blades a little together to lift up and apart to come down. Lifting up, sliding shoulder blades together, keep your core strong, and then lower down. Feel for the muscles in between the shoulder blades working. These are muscles that take time to develop an awareness of. They're still working regardless of if you feel them or not, because they have to in order to pull the arms off the ground. However, we do in fact have the least amount of sensory receptors for our back and core muscles. So we have to build that practice in time. Let's do 3 more here. So 3 and 2 and 1. Now take your arms and have them long beside your hips with the palms touching the floor. Forehead is still down on the mat to support the head and neck here, or down on a pillow. Shoulders are broad, collarbones are broad. Navel draws to spine, tail slightly tucked under, ribs are knit together. The arms are super straight, and again, the palms are at the floor. And you're gonna press the arms up behind you, and then lower them back down. Tap them down, and then press them back up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale to lift. Keep the collarbones broad. Keep the core strong. And the arms straight and as close in by your sides of your waist as you can. That's a tricky thing here. A little wider is okay, kind of like an A-frame, but we don't want to let them drift all the way out to a letter T, just because it works different muscles. So you should feel into definitely the muscles in the back of your upper arm, the triceps. They help keep the elbow straight and pull the shoulder back into this extended position, which is the movement of the arm bone behind the body. And you also might be able to tune into the muscles around your armpits on the back side. We call them your lats for short, or latissimus dorsi, which I always think sounds like a Harry Potter spell. We're gonna hold the arms up on this one. Keep the arms straight and close by your sides, and we're gonna pulse up and up and up. And if you weren't aware of the muscles before, you should notice them now. Let's keep the collarbones broad. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fabulous. You can collect yourselves back up. We're gonna come to lie on the opposite side. I'm just gonna flip around so that you can still see me work. But if you would like to just roll over, you can just roll over and follow my cues. We're going to lay on the arm or a pillow or a yoga block. And you'll have your free arm. Let's do the rib cage check first. Slide your free arm underneath your ribs and pull them away from the mat. You might need to cinch your shoulder in to keep this nice long neutral spine rather than sagging this upper side body into gravity. We're going to resist it and stay strong through the core. Take the free arm up to the ceiling. We're going to go draw those figure 8s next. We swoop forward for a loop and swoop back for a loop. Your size of your figure eight is mostly dependent on what you can do that's pain-free, and also what you can do that doesn't make your torso sway forward and back. So work with that as your guide. We want to keep the spine stable. It's important here. You can inhale with one of the loops and exhale with one of the loops, and we go for 3. And 2. And 1. Fabulous. Okay, press down into this arm. We'll just do 4 rounds of this thoracic rotation and shoulder stability. You're going to press deep down into your bottom forearm, so we have that lift of the base ribs. Top hand goes behind the head, and you imagine that hydraulic lift system in your shoulder, right? We're not collapsing down here. We press into the ground so we can be tall and proud. Staying tall and proud through the bottom shoulder, let's roll this top arm down. And then back up. Stay tall and proud in the shoulder. Roll the top arm down. Inhale. Use your exhale to come back up. Just 2 more times. If this bothers your neck, you can take it right out. We don't need it. Just feels good if it works for you. 1 more time. Rolling down. And then back up. Okay, we're going to transition now into standing. So I'm just going to reposition my microphone. It just gets muffled when I lie down, and it makes all kinds of noise for you. All right, so we're going to do this next series with the foam roller, if you have one. And if you don't, you can pretend to have one, or you could use a broom handle. That would actually work really well. So just take the broom attachment off, because you don't want one side being heavier. You're going to hold the roller, whether it's small or long like mine, does not fully matter. You're going to hold your hands at the ends of it here. We're going to stand tall, curl the tail under just a little bit so that we can stack the posture right over, you know that bone on the side of your ankle? It's called your malleolus. We actually want to align ourselves right on top of it. So if you're way back here with your pelvis or way forward, we miss out on a really good postural line. So you can kind of use that. Think about the side of your hip being aligned with the side of your ankle, the malleolus bone. And the shoulders can stack on top of that as well. From here, we're going to float the roller like it's weightless overhead or somewhere up towards overhead, and then lower it back down. You can even imagine that it's like a helium balloon pulling you upwards and back down. So imagine the roller to be super light as you float up and down. And we inhale to go up and exhale to come down. Inhale to float up and exhale to come down. We'll do this for a few more times with this feeling of lightness in the roller. Keeping your postural stack here. Soft bend in the elbows is very appropriate here. Go right ahead with that. And we'll just do 1 more, and then we're going to carry on. Okay. Hold the roller halfway down. Pull your shoulders into their sockets slightly. And we're going to imagine we're kayaking now. So we're going to take the roller and we're going to dip it down to one side, twist it behind us, come up and through, dip the other side, twist it behind us. And you want to control this like the roller is made of a very fragile glass or something. And it can't be moved too fast, or perhaps it would break. So move in slow motion like you're moving through molasses, kayaking side to side. You might feel some heat coming into your shoulders. That's great. And again, you can imagine having the roller. You can hold a bath towel taut between your arms. That would work too. Done this with a scarf before, or a broom handle. If you're holding a scarf or a towel, pull it tight. Pull it really tight. That's going to work your lats as well, which is awesome. Okay, now I'm going to trick your brain. I'm going to ask you to go the other way, which is always kind of confusing. So do your best to guide it the opposite way. You're thinking up and over now. Up and over now. So instead of kayaking down low, we go up and behind. Up and behind. 3. And 2. And 1. Okay, bring it back to center. Bear with me, I just have a little doggy hair on my chin. It's very itchy. Hold the roller out vertically, or your towel or broom handle, and you're gonna turn it vertically, kind of. Back to horizontal, turn the other way. Back to horizontal, turn. Horizontal, turn. Got a little furry friend with us here. My best colleague. He likes teaching Pilates quite a lot. Keep your shoulders pulled back in their sockets here. Go 4. And we'll go for 3. And 2. That's it. We got one more. Okay. And then you can bring it down. Fantastic. All right, we're going to move on to being near a wall. So I didn't mention that at the start. You do need a wall space. So forgive me on that. If you need to pause the video and go rearrange your house or some pictures, please do so. But we're going to put the roller against the wall, just kind of maybe chin level, I'll say. And we're going to bring the forearms, the mid forearms, onto it. And then you just walk close enough to it that you can feel like your posture is relatively straight up and down. And what we're going to do first is, keeping the spine straight, we're going to pull the shoulder blades in towards each other and then press the shoulder blades away from each other. It's not a big range of motion. Shoulder blades in towards. It'll feel like you're drawing your chest a little closer to the roller. Shoulder blades away. In towards. Can you keep your arms parallel? And away. It's going to be tempting to bring the hands towards each other. See if you can keep them straight up and down. Fingertips to elbows, completely vertical. As you press shoulder blades together and apart. You might feel for some muscles around the shoulders and underneath the armpits. It's really what we're targeting here, is under the armpits, the serratus anterior, great support for your shoulder. Okay, 2 more. It's definitely feeling alive. And you're going to do 1 more here. Shoulder blades together and apart, and hold them apart. You're going to slide the roller up towards your elbows. Keep the shoulder blades apart and pull the roller down towards your hands. Slide up towards the elbows. Pull down towards the hands. Keep pushing into the roller to feel for your chest muscles now on the front, just underneath your collarbones between your armpits. Woof! Can you keep your arms vertical? Well, let's go 3. You also feel the tops of your shoulders, anterior deltoid muscles. Those are working hard here. And 2, this is your last one here, and then we're done with the roller. And whew, 1, come halfway down. And then to get out of this, you can just reach one hand on the roller and then the other, and then you can set it aside. We have one grand finale, and then I'll let you go about your day. You can do this next one standing, or you can come down to kneeling, or be my guest and grab a seat on a chair. I'm going to kneel low. If you want to work your core more in a subtle way, but a balanced way, you can come up tall. You're going to hold your arms out to a letter T. You're going to make little C shapes, or like you're a little Lego character with your hands. And you're going to just start to trace, like you're tracing around the outside of a cup or a bowl with your C-shaped hands. We're going to try and keep the torso still here. Really working those rotator cuffs, sending them home one more time. Now, this is meant to be a neck-friendly video, and sometimes being out to the side can aggravate the neck. So if that's you, you're going to bring your arms lower than the height of the shoulders. Not much, just slightly lower. It's going to take off a lot of tension. Okay? So if you struggle with neck challenges, this is where you're going to stay. You feel okay in your neck, don't push it though, right? If you're struggling, kind of just stay low and work with this for now. But we're going to start to go faster, faster, faster. Without swaying the torso, can we stay tall, core drawn in, and control this right from the arm bone? Now, if your neck feels okay, can we lift a little higher than the line of the shoulder? Right? Okay? And then maybe a little higher, keep it going. Try not to lean your torso forward or back. You stay tall and vertical. And then a little higher. Yeah? And then we're going to come back down. Now, if your neck is bugging you, you're just going to stay low and keep rolling. Okay? Take breaks as needed. We come down slightly below the height of the shoulders. 5, 4, 3. Keep breathing for 2 and 1. Arms can come down. Roll your shoulders around. Roll your shoulders around. 2 more times in this direction. Feel the shoulder blades moving. Okay, roll the other way. This is your grand finale here. I hope you feel lots of warmth and blood flow around your upper torso. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for my sidekick for joining me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.